You ever sit back and realize how the whole American dream thing doesn't even make sense anymore? It actually used to mean something. You go to school, get a degree, get a good job, buy a house, raise a family, and get to retire when you're 65. That was the plan. Simple, predictable, supposedly achievable. But for us, for Gen Z, that path is completely broken. You can do everything right and still feel like you're barely hanging on. You work hard, save money, pick up a side hustle, and somehow you're still broke by the end of the week. Rent prices are insane. Groceries go up every single year, and the job you busted your ass to get barely covers the basics. It's like a game that's rigged, and nobody wants to admit it. Our parents tell us just work hard and you'll be fine, but that advice doesn't really apply anymore. Working hard doesn't fix a system that is already stacked against you. And that's the part nobody explains. The old American dream wasn't designed for the world that we live in now. It was built for a time when a single income could actually support a family, when college was affordable, when housing was actually obtainable, when loyalty at a job actually meant something. But we weren't born into that world. We grew up in the aftermath of everything that's already broken. Recessions, outsourcing, skyrocketing tuition, insane housing prices, corporations cutting benefits just to save money, and wages that haven't kept up with anything in modern times. And then they tell us we just need to try harder. Like, let's be serious. If you're anything like me, we grew up watching people burn themselves out just to survive. Not live, survive. And we're supposed to want that? Because if I can promise you one thing about Gen Z, it's this. We want no part of that life. That's not the dream anymore. Our generation doesn't dream about climbing corporate ladders or buying houses that we all know we can't afford. We dream about freedom. Freedom from waking up every day to a life that drains us, from trading our time for a paycheck, and from systems that just want us to exist, not actually live. For us, freedom isn't just a luxury, it is the end goal. And that's the part most of the older generation still hasn't realized. It's not about the white picket fence anymore. It's all about freedom. It's about building something that lets you work from anywhere, do work you actually care about, and control your own time. For a lot of us, that means making money online. Freelancing, content creation, small online businesses, anything that doesn't require us begging for time off or staring at cubicle lights for 8 hours a day. And for me personally, it's not even about getting rich. Most of us don't care about luxury cars or mansions. We just want peace of mind and control over our own time. Maybe travel a little bit, build something of our own, and actually live. That's it. That's the American dream now. But here's the thing. Chasing freedom isn't easy. It's risky, it's uncertain, and it's scary as hell sometimes. No steady paycheck, no benefits, and there's no clear path on how to get there. You will fail a lot. You will doubt yourself a lot. But at least at the end of the day, it's yours. At least when you wake up in the morning, you're not carrying out somebody else's plan. Because we already know what stability looks like. It's 40 hours a week for 40 years just to maybe enjoy life at the end, if you even make it that far. That's not living, in my opinion. That's waiting. And we're done waiting. Our American dream isn't about escaping work. It's about escaping meaningless work. It's not laziness. It's not entitlement or delusion. It's about choosing purpose over burnout, control over misery, and living over just existing. So yeah, maybe the old dream is gone. Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. But that doesn't mean that the dream itself is dead. It just means that we're rewriting it. And the thing is, Gen Z isn't rewriting it out of rebellion or laziness. We're rewriting it because the world we inherited forces us to think differently. We don't have the luxury of blindly trusting a path that stopped working decades ago. We're watching people do everything right and still end up stressed, exhausted, in debt, and feeling like life is just passing them by. So why would we want that? Our dream is different because the world is different. And honestly, our priorities are different too. The new American dream isn't about owning things. It's about owning your own life. It's not about climbing corporate ladders or surviving until retirement. It's about having a life worth living right now, not at 65. For Gen Z, the dream has shifted from stability to sovereignty, the ability to choose how you spend your time, where you live, what you do for work, and who you become. That's what freedom actually means. And yeah, that scares older generations because to them, freedom looks irresponsible. A job you hate is normal. Debt is normal. Stress is normal. Working until your body gives out is normal. But we've seen what that version of normal does to people. We grew up watching it eat people alive. We're not interested in inheriting that cycle anymore. And that's why so many of us have turned to online work, digital skills, remote jobs, entrepreneurship, content creation, not because it's trendy, but because it's one of the only paths left that give us a real chance at freedom. Not guaranteed money, not guaranteed success, but control and choice. And that's a risk most of Gen Z is willing to take. It's a life that's not dictated by a clock-in sheet or a manager who sees you as replaceable. And that's something the old American dream never really offered. But to be completely honest, building this new American dream comes with a lot of pressure. There's fear, there's loneliness, and there's that constant voice always asking, what if I fail? But the truth is, we're the first generation that's actually asking the question, what if I don't try? What if I stay stuck? What if this is all there is? And deep down, every one of us knows the answer. Staying stuck is a bigger failure than trying and falling on your face. Because at least when you try, you're moving towards something that's actually yours. You're building a life, not a resume, and you're choosing purpose, not pain. So yeah, the old dream might be dead. But this new one, it's alive, and it's as real as they come. And yes, it's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes terrifying, but it's real. It belongs to us, it reflects what we value, and it fits the world that we live in. So in 2025, this is the American dream for Gen Z. A life that's not defined by a paycheck, where time matters more than titles, and where you don't spend 40 years of your life waiting to feel free. A life where happiness isn't just a reward at the end, it's something you get to cultivate as you go. It's not about escaping the world, and it never has been. It's about finally being able to live in it on our own damn terms. So what do you guys think? Is this new American dream real? And if it is, what are you doing to chase after it?